For many of us, our memories of Changi are associated with traveling out of Singapore either to nearby islands or overseas. Or maybe it's where your camp, favorite hawker center, or staycation spot is located. However, Changi has had a long and fascinating history. The story begins with Changi's own name. Although it is widely believed to be linked to a specific tree, there remains no consensus on the exact species. What we do know is that even before the British arrived in Singapore, Changi was already considered a key strategic location. During the 17th and 18th centuries, it was the epicenter of military and economic tensions between Johor Sultanate, the Netherlands, and Portuguese Malacca, which often resulted in epic military clashes and piracy incidents at Changi. However, historical records of Changi in the early 19th century are notably absent, leaving us to speculate about the untold tales of that era. By the late 19th century, Changi had been rapidly developed by the British. A police station was established to combat piracy, roads were built, and large plots of forest were marked for conservation. This allowed for kampongs that revolved around fishing, woodcutting, and raw materials such as timber and rubber to thrive. Despite being commonly associated as a major departure point out of Singapore, Changi has been a sought-after holiday spot for tourists and locals since the mid-19th century. Renowned for its splendid beaches, fishing spots, proximity to nearby islands, and even a coral reef that survives till today, Changi was known as the Lido of Singapore. No, not the cinema, but the Lido di Venezia of Italy. Its scenic beauty even served as inspiration for numerous European artists. The historical significance of Changi, however, extended beyond its leisure and coastal attractions. In 1927, the Gilman Commission would begin planning some of the largest and most beautiful army barracks of its time. Swamps were reclaimed, while roads and drainage systems were built in their place. The eventual network of barracks would feature an air-conditioned cinema and even a golf course. At the same time, Changi Prison would be the final penal institution built by the colonial government. Changi Prison was built in response to overcrowding in Pearl's Hill Prison and Outram Prison. Little did the colonial government know that this infrastructure would be used against them during the Japanese occupation. Originally designed to house up to 600 inmates, Changi Prison was used to house 2,800 Western civilians and later 7,000 prisoners of war, or POWs, during the occupation. The POWs here were put to work, excavating swamps and building airstrips so that Japanese aircraft might operate from Singapore. Still, the detainees considered themselves lucky compared to those who were taken to Changi Beach. Once a popular vacation destination, Changi Beach would become infamous as one of the main sites of Suk Ching massacres, where up to 70 people were killed in a single day. In the years after the war, the revival of Changi faced many obstacles. Escalating equipment expenses and unpredictable weather made fishing and agriculture exceedingly difficult. As education levels rose in Singapore, many residents transitioned from traditional occupations to new roles in factories, teaching, and other professions, marking a fundamental shift in the economic landscape of Changi. In 1970, the government instituted the East Coast Reclamation Scheme. Through this scheme, numerous kelongs and kampongs were relocated, and the shore was extended by 1.6 kilometers out to sea through land reclamation. Learning from lessons of World War II, as well as evolving military strategies, the colonial government decided to use Changi as a key location for its Air Force strategy. Leveraging the construction initiated by the Japanese, the Royal Air Force converted Changi from a key military base to an air base. Changi Airport was built in the years that followed and became one of the best and most renowned airports in the world. Today, while aeroplanes continue to dominate Changi's airspace, Changi still holds on to several reminders of its sea-loving heritage, such as the Changi Sailing Club, Changi Beach, and the picturesque sea-facing Changi chalets. The hawker center at Changi Village is also home to many famous stalls offering nasi lemak and goreng pisang. Coupled with our ever-expanding and improving Changi Airport, Changi continues to hold a special place in the hearts of both locals and tourists. So, what are you waiting for, dear adventurer? Come and immerse yourself in the history of Changi through the Changi Heritage Trail today.